wanna rap. This other beam me up to the mothership. I ain't from it anyway. Practice freestyles on Renegade. Life gave me lemons, I turned that shit into Minute Maid. Y'all wave rider, my only interest to innovate. Music ain't a but luckily I can penetrate. All I know is aim, target, lock, shoot, disintegrate. Once I get this
Up to 1500 watts peak power, 150 Newton meters of torque, and all that with a motor weighing just 2.63 kilograms. When you look at the specs for the new Avinox M2S motor system, you might think there's a typo in the datasheet. We tested the new Avinox M2S in 8 different bikes for more than 5,000 kilometers in total. For a long time, simply adding more power was the easiest selling point in the EMTB segment. But Avinox are taking things a step further here. We tested the M2S system on the trail, in the lab, and over a 2,000 kilometer long-term review. Does this motor change the way we ride? Or does this brute power just drain your battery in record time? Let's find out. So what's new in the Avinox M2S? Let's start in the heart of the system. Avinox didn't just crank up the power, they massively improved the efficiency. The efficiency rating has jumped to nearly 84.5%. This is a slight improvement compared to the M1 at 82%. That's at least what Avinox claims. Sounds like a minor detail? In the world of modern e-bike motors, that's a huge leap, meaning less heat buildup and more stable power delivery under continuous load. But how did they achieve this? One of the major changes were the flat wire windings. Instead of standard round copper wires, Avinox uses flat ones. This utilizes the internal space much better, reduces electrical losses and increases the power density without making the motor heavier. Then we have helical gears. Although it's not a new invention, the helical gear is meant to provide smoother power delivery. It is also intended to reduce noise and boost the durability at the same time, which is essential given the high torque outputs of the M2S and M2. And good news for all of us, thanks to the dual gear engagement, we have no more rattling. The annoying mechanical rattling on descents that the M1 and some bikes occasionally had is officially history. And on top of that, pedaling resistance when the motor is off has reduced by 41%. At least this is what Avinox claims. In addition to the standard batteries, there's now a 700 watt-hours battery and removable 600 and 800 watt-hour batteries. But now for perhaps the most fascinating part. Power isn't just about the motor. The drive unit can only hit the maximum power when it's paired with the smaller 700 watts battery. The secret lies in the cell technology. The FP700 battery uses the exact same high-performance cells as the Tesla Cybertruck. These cells can deliver extremely high currents, and only with those massive currents, the motor can actually unleash its full potential. And the best thing is, you can also use it the other way around, because also the charging capabilities are a highlight. With a 12 ampere fast charger, you can charge the 700 watts battery from 0 to 100% in 1 hour and 47 minutes. Let's dive into displays, sensors and smart features. Avinox don't treat the motor as a standalone part, but as a complete ecosystem, and it's packed with a lot of sensors. In addition to classic metrics such as torque, cadence and speed, this data foundation allows the M2S and the M2 to react dynamically to the riding situation and rider input. It forms the basis for the software and the control functions. The motor system itself is controlled via the 2 wireless remotes, which score points for their good ergonomics. In addition, there are 2 different display options that differ mainly in their form factor and range of function, especially regarding navigation, tracking and anti-theft protection. You will have the DP100 and the DPC100 display. Both appear identical at first glance, but once removed from the top tube, they differ in their deeper construction. The overall range of function is very high for both. And almost all the settings that can be configured in the app can also be adjusted directly via the robust touch display. You can even charge devices directly from the USB-C port straight from the bike's battery. Let's dive into the actual performance. Numbers on the paper are nice, but what do the DEKRA lab and the actual trails say? In the lab, the M2S delivered. We measured 1460 watts and 138 Newton meters. And impressively, the motor holds this output consistently during a 30-minute full load test without thermal throttling. The motor only dials back when the battery level gets low. When it comes to trail performance, it completely transforms uphill riding. Where you used to fight your way over routes at 8 km per hour, struggling for balance, you now blast over them with smoothly 20 km per hour. The massive forward momentum practically stabilizes the bike for you. But this power comes at a price. If you only ride in boost mode, you will drain the battery in about 1.5 hours. And second, the wear and tear. In our 2000 km test, we snapped 4 chains. If you don't shift cleanly under full load, this system is totally unforgiving. So let's get to the verdict. Is the Avinox M2S motor system the new benchmark? The tops are quite obvious. It's super powerful and yet surprisingly controllable. It has really high efficiency and reliability under continuous load, a fantastic ecosystem with great displays and app features, and groundbreaking battery technology and charging times. The flop is a high pedal resistance when the motor is off. At the end of the day, Avinox is stepping into an entirely new league with the 1500 watts of the M2S. Whether you actually need that for a casual afterwork ride is up for debate. But how confidently and efficiently this system puts that power to the ground is simply highly impressive. What do you guys think of this powerhouse? Are 1500 watts total overkill? Let us know in the comments and make sure to subscribe. If you want to dive in deeper, make sure to read our article. All the links are in the video description. See you next time. Cheers.